What's up guys, Sam Spade, back with another tech video. They said it couldn't be done. They said it probably shouldn't be done, but we don't give a what they said. I managed to get Fortnite up and running on this 2017 MacBook Pro. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I did that. It's gonna be a bit of a long one, so strap in and let's get to it. I managed to get the latest version of Windows 11, Ghost Spectre, which is a custom gaming version of Windows 11 that is super streamlined. It gets rid of all the bloatware, all those stupid apps that nobody uses. It's so slim, in fact, that it doesn't even come with a web browser pre-installed. Luckily, it comes with a ToolBox that we can use to install all the apps with just a couple clicks. It's absolutely amazing. You guys are gonna love this one. Let me show you how I did this.
You will need a USB drive, a USB-C hub, an external keyboard and mouse, Ethernet cable, and the big brains. All right, so let's check this Mac out. It's a 2017 MacBook Pro with two Thunderbolt ports. It's got a Intel i5, 16 gigs of RAM. Now the problem here is the storage. It's only got 250 gigs of flash storage. That's fine if you're just running one OS with a bunch of apps and stuff. So let's go ahead and open up Boot Camp. So as you can see, the Boot Camp, you can partition the drive, but it does not leave us a lot of space left for either of the operating systems. So I think in this case, we're just going to delete everything. But you can use the Boot Camp Assistant to download the Windows support files that you will need once we install Windows. So go ahead and save those to your downloads folder. I recommend saving them to either a Google Drive or another device besides the thumb drive that we're going to use. The next step is to download Ghost Spectre. The creator of this has done a great job really fine-tuning Windows 11 into a streamlined gaming version. However, he really muddies the waters by creating a bunch of different versions of the OS. You've got Pro, Home, LTSC, and he password protects the zip file. So go ahead and click on the Pro version. It'll take you to another website, Ghost Clouds. You can watch the video again. You can do a little more research on the different versions and updates that he's got, along with change logs. Scroll down a little bit and you'll find this link, update number 4. That's the latest one, uploaded July 14th. So we're going to need 7-zip or WinRAR, a zip file that accepts passwords. So click this link and it takes you to another page, a Google Docs page. You can read up more info on the build, how to download it, create the zip file. Just click this top link here and it takes you to another website. And then you got to click here, and this is what tripped me up. I got confused. Something popped up, so I thought maybe I needed to accept the pop-ups, but don't be fooled by these pop-ups. Click it again, and then I come to this page. This page looked very sketchy, to say the least, but I was not convinced. So I went back to the original page and clicked the Kiwi link again, and the download started. So don't be fooled by these pop-ups. As you can see here in the downloads, my web browser blocked the sketchy page from downloading a crazy file. So this is the file we want, the 3.6 gigabyte. So in order to unzip this file, it's password protected. We need to download Unarchiver since we're on a Mac computer. So you can download it from the App Store, but nobody likes the App Store. Just download the file. And once that's done, just run the DMG. Grab this, drag it over. I already have it, so I'm going to replace it. Next, all we have to do is right-click on the zip file that we downloaded and open with, go to Other, scroll down all the way down and select the Unarchiver. And now you'll be prompted, say Open, say Accept, and you'll be prompted with password. The password can actually be found on the Ghost Spectre video where we clicked the original download link, but I'll also leave it in the description of this video. Next, we're going to download VirtualBox. Let's go ahead and click the macOS version. Once it's done downloading, go ahead and click the DMG, run the VirtualBox package, and just run through the installation steps. Enter your password, close, move to trash. Go to applications, scroll all the way down, and double click the VirtualBox app. Now we need to create a new virtual machine. You can name it anything you like. And now we want to select the ISO that we just downloaded, the Ghost Spectre. So go to your downloads folder, click the Ghost ISO, and it recognizes it. Hit next. Just type in admin and then create a password that you'll remember. And the rest of this you can just leave as is. Hit next. And I suggest just leaving this all at default. It figures out your system and this should all be fine. Click next, click finish. And now it's going to try and boot up that Ghost ISO and create a virtual machine. Now, if you get this error, reselect the Windows ISO and then make sure that you click into the window of the virtual machine. I didn't do that because it's looking for you to press a key to boot from the CD. And just like that, we're booted into the ISO. So go ahead and adjust the view settings to suit your needs. You can switch the scaled mode off. This should help. Not really necessary, but it helps me see things a little bit easier. So go ahead and click the Windows at the bottom and run the new version of setup. Really, all we're doing here is creating a virtual version of Windows 11. So that way we can download Rufus in the next step to create a bootable thumb drive, because you can't create a bootable thumb drive directly from macOS. Believe me, I tried several ways to do it, and this is by far the easiest. And it gets us a little bit of experience with virtual machines. Now, during the Ghost Spectre installation process, once it pops up, it's going to restart. It's doing some background stuff, so don't mind this. It's going to restart several times. Okay, so this next step is important. Go to Devices at the top and insert the Guest Edition CD. This is going to allow VirtualBox to play nice with Mac OS so that we can kind of do like a crossover and access files on the Mac side in Windows. Just run through the setup, shouldn't take long, and it's going to want another restart. Once that's up, go ahead and go to Devices, Shared Folders, and add a shared folder. Click Other and select your Downloads folder in macOS. So now we can access the macOS Downloads folder. So go ahead and open Ghost Toolbox. We also need a web browser. Also make sure you have your Ethernet plugged in or this will not work. I'm just adjusting my view settings again, don't mind me. It's kind of hard to see some of this stuff, but all you have to do is type 51, hit enter, and then download a browser of your choice. In this case, I downloaded Brave browser. You just type the number and press enter. And within a couple seconds, we've got a browser. Now we want to download Rufus. Scroll down and find the Rufus exe. Click save. is, click run. And now the device, you have to go to the VirtualBox lower menu right here. Click this USB and select your thumb drive, and now it will show up. Next, select the ISO, go down to network, make sure your network discovery is turned on. And after a few moments, the VirtualBox server will show up, and we select the Windows 10 ISO from the downloads folder. And just click start. This will take a few minutes. And boom, just like that, we're done. We have a fully bootable Ghost USB drive. Go ahead and shut down the virtual machine, and we're done with that. We can close out of this and restart Mac. And when you restart, hold down the Option key. Make sure that the USB drive is still plugged in. When it pops up, go over to the EFI boot. Once you get to this point, you'll notice that the keyboard and trackpad do not work. So go ahead and plug in your external mouse and keyboard and the Ethernet cable. Now this time we're going to select the old version setup. Once you get to this point, go ahead and select Superlight. You can do your own research on the different versions, but Superlight's the best in my opinion. Do a custom install, and now these are the old Mac OS drives. I'm just gonna wipe everything, so go ahead and delete these partitions. This is not a dual boot tutorial, so we're just deleting both partitions, cleaning everything up, create a new partition, hit OK, click next. Let's freaking go, boys. So Ghost Spectre is going to go ahead and install a bunch of stuff. It's going to restart several times. Just be patient, let Ghost do its thing. But yeah, the reason I decided not to do a dual boot is because it's only got 250 gig SSD, and Fortnite itself is over 100 gigs of data. So in order for everything to run smoothly, I just got rid of macOS entirely. Alright, so once we're up, make sure you get the Ethernet plugged in and open up the Ghost ToolBox. Ghost ToolBox is a fantastic utility that allows you to install all sorts of applications with just a couple clicks. I already installed internet browser. You can do all sorts of things with this. Page file, right click. You can stop Windows updates until 2077. You can get your C++ DirectX, download an internet browser. I already installed Google Chrome right here. It's pretty easy to use. You just type in the number that you want, press enter. I downloaded a couple of really cool driver programs, Driver Easy and Driver Boosters. I'll do a little synopsis on Driver Booster a little bit later in this video. I went ahead and downloaded 7-zip. Definitely want to have 7-zip installed. I also installed OBS Studio to do these screen captures very simple and easily. You can also install all of your game clients, your favorite game clients. So in this case, I already installed Epic Games, but you can download all different kinds of game browsers. There's a ton of different stuffs that you can do with the Ghost Toolbox. It really is a fantastic tool. Like I said, I can't speak highly enough about Ghost Spectre. This guy did such an amazing job. I found in here, you can change the Windows Edition from Pro to Education. And you can also do some other stuff here, which I will not condone or register or even talk further about. But you get the idea. You can do some things. So once you get all the programs you need, go ahead and open Google Chrome. I'll leave this link to the Windows support files as well. I just uploaded the Windows support files directly to my Google Drive account, so that way I can download them easy. So I already downloaded them. You go to Windows Support, Bootcamp, and run the setup. I already installed this. And once you have installed the Bootcamp drivers, you will notice the trackpad and keyboard are working successfully. So like I said earlier, the Driver Booster is a great program. I love that you can download all of your Windows drivers directly from this program, but be careful because I did this and it actually overwrote some of the Bootcamp drivers, so I had to go back and reinstall them. It was kind of annoying, but it's a great utility, and it has a game boost, so when you click this, it will free up all of the memory that Windows is currently using, frees up memory for the game, and you can optimize your system, get rid of all the junk files, junk registry files, etc. But you have to click up here, manually clean them all because this is the free version of the app. So just go ahead and click them one by one and get everything cleaned up. It's a great utility, absolutely love it, highly recommend it. So if you're still with me, finally download and sign into your Epic Games account and download Fortnite. Now, if you've been watching my channel recently, you know that I've absolutely fallen in love with this game. I stream every day. Be sure to tune in 11 a.m. Eastern. But this game itself is over 100 gigabytes. That is way too big. Let's see if we can cut that down a little bit. So you go up to the options. You can get rid of the high resolution textures and the DirectX 12 shaders because we're not going to be using that. One thing I would recommend though is to grab the pre-download streamed assets. That'll prevent a little bit of lag as you're playing the game. 68 gigs. So we got it down from 105 to 68. That's much better. So go ahead and click off the install. I sped this way up. It takes a long time. Let's see if she runs. Let's frickin' go, boys. And just like that, looks like it's chugging a little bit, but there we have it. Chapter 5, Season 3, up and running. So this is the latest version, and since we're running on a laptop, we're gonna go ahead and bust it down to the lowest resolution, turn the frames down. We're gonna turn this down to like performance mode so that it'll run smooth on this potato. Now, I've heard that we want to go with performance, but I've been told that all the DirectX 11 settings matter. So just go down in here and turn off all the stuff that really bogs down the graphics processor and the processor. All that. I like to keep the view distance at medium. And then you can adjust your 3D resolution a little bit. And then go ahead and scroll all the way back to the top and turn it on to performance mode, the lowest graphic setting, and then restart. So even on performance mode, this thing is cooking quite a bit. We're sitting at like 75% to 100% on the CPU and only about 40% on the GPU. But a lot of that, I think, is the OBS. My screen capture program's taking about 20% of the processor. So all in all, I think it should run okay. So far, so good. Load, chug, chugging. Wow. Okay, so playing with a keyboard and trackpad for the first time ever. Hang on, stand by. Stand by. What is happening? Ha, just kidding. That was just a video transition. Just having a little bit of fun. So, yeah. Busting out with the Thunderburst. Little toe hook action. So, yeah, all in all, not a bad performance. I think with, once I get OBS turned off and hook up my controller, I think it might actually play well. So far, you know, the graphics look fairly decent on this 7-year-old laptop, so I'm pretty pleased with it so far. So I went ahead and grabbed my controller and fired up some Battle Royale reload rather, and yeah, turns out I was wrong. As you can see from this quick clip, yeah, the performance is dismal. And while it says 28 frames a second in the corner, it's more like 6, as this clip can clearly show you how well this laptop is performing. Yeah, I think this game is just too graphic intensive for it to play properly. Even with all the graphics settings turned down to the lowest resolution, or so I thought, it still couldn't perform. This is the best clip to show you. It just stopped performing altogether. So I went ahead and went to Windows Desktop and lowered the resolution to, I believe it 800 by 600, like the lowest possible resolution. So this is even lower resolution. And it was still having a tough time processing that, as you can see. I didn't edit these clips because I wanted to show you what the actual performance looks like. This is real time, and it's completely unplayable.
I guess they were right. It probably shouldn't have been done. But, you know, Fortnite on this machine, it isn't 2017, and geez, it's 2024 already. So it's about 7 years old, and it's already showing its age. While I was able to get Fortnite up and running on this thing, I gotta be completely honest with you. It runs like it's running on a potato. Fortnite ran okay on some of the smaller creative maps like Red versus Blue, but if you're looking to do Battle Royale, like, I don't recommend it. I had it set to 30 frames a second, and I was only pushing about 10 frames a second, so very unplayable. However, on some of the creative maps, the Red versus Blue, I was able to get like 25 and 20 frames a second, which was actually pretty playable, and I got a few kills on that, no problem. For what it's worth, Ghost Spectre on this particular machine runs super smooth. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so I can do more videos like this.
Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate all of your support.